Hi everyone, this is Eric with TailoredTrader.com. Today's Wednesday, June 28th. Just touched 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Today is the third video that I have for the week. So I'm pretty much just going to dive right into it, starting with the Euro USD. I'll get to this chart in just a moment, but first I'll show you the setup. But basically, as you can see, I just was looking for a nice pullback long on the Euro USD. Basically a continuation play based off of yesterday's major kind of move out of the Euro USD. So on the daily time frame perspective, like you see in front of me here, you'll see this kind of horizontal line price point at 1.1300, which is a monthly level that was broken yesterday. And basically what I was looking for in my room here today was some kind of to get long for the Euro USD, which I used this monthly level of now support, which was once resistance, as an area. So just keep that in mind at that 1.1300. Let me bring you to kind of the smaller time frames just to kind of show you the setup here. Then I'll show you the chart of where I executed it. And basically from yesterday's move, I just pulled the fib from that low to this high, lined up perfectly with that 1.1300 level, and along with my, I have a couple of rules here as well that confluenced perfectly for a nice little potential pullback area, which proved to be on the right side. So just this morning, I took a little bit of a scalp kind of higher up here, stopped out really quick with that Draghi statement, which he said, you know, even before the 9:30 statements from the other central bank presidents, you know, he said, oh, they misinterpreted what I said yesterday. But basically all that did was swipe the euro down right into my pullback area. And as you can see, I have 13.22s, 13.13s, and this didn't get filled down here, unfortunately. I'm not going to sit here and say that I got that filled. I missed that by a little bit of a micro pip. Would have caught literally the bottom right off of my kind of that moving average that I used there. But obviously I did not catch that, but I caught this move here, and as you can see, the follow through went up, and this kind of proved to be a nice little area for a pullback, in which I caught that for the day trade to the long side. And as you can see, I just TP'd on some of them. I'm still in some. I just moved my stop to break even on this, as I'm out of basically like 85-90% of my position, and I have targets up above to if we make new highs on the Euro USD. And again, that's a follow through with yesterday's longs after yesterday's news announcement. So basically, I just lined up a nice area for me to kind of place some orders, and kind of the rest is history. So that trade kind of just worked out, and I'm still kind of in that just in case we do get a break higher. So not much to say there. You know, even though he did say a statement, Draghi said the statement again, you know, it just pushed prices down into my predefined areas for a long. USD JPY, somewhat of the same kind of similar setup. I was just looking for a continuation trade to the upside based on the higher time frames. And you know, if you're following the YouTube videos, you'll see that, you know, I've been long USD JPY, and basically adding in, scaling out, adding in, scaling out. So this was just another round of finding a place, just like the Euro USD, to kind of potentially place that orders for a continuation to the long side. And now that my charts are loaded, I can go to the higher time frames and show you. Although we are in inside day in the USD JPY, inside day definition means that we haven't made a new high or a new low from prior days price action. However, we did come into a prior resistance, now support on a monthly time frame, as it's an orange line here at 111.78. And so I was looking at that price point today, and again, just like I say, I'm lining up multiple areas of influence for me to enter here, and it just came right into that monthly retest level down here. And it was a 38 fib as well, came back to my moving average, etc. My rules told me to place those orders right there. As you can see, these orders were placed today at 8 a.m., give or take, and it came right into the orders, and now I'm just beginning my take profit system to the upside. This one of these exits over here, I will say, is the final exit from one of the entries from down here. So I locked in some of that. So I'm almost treating this. I locked in the final trade from the bigger move being down. If you've been following, you know, I've been catching USD JPY longs from Thursdays and even Monday main session US. So I pretty much caught all that selling out of the rallies. And now this is just another round of accumulation. And right now we're just caught in this basing, but nothing is telling me to get out. Like I mentioned, I exited out of the final order from down here, right here. So I'm treating this trade almost as like a new trade for continuation to the upside. As you can see, I have my stop loss for this trade at 111.79. I even have another entry order down here at 112.07 based on this basing. And then I have exits out on this, and I'll place some orders out here as well, which I'll even do right here, right in front of y'all. You'll see this kind of pop up here in just a moment here. All right. All right, so if we get a continuation rally to the upside, great, I'll just take profits. If we do get a drop down, I'm just gonna get filled down here and get stopped out, and that's that, right? That's just the way trading is. I will say there is a trade that I am completely wrong on, so those two trades are good, right? Not to say that, there's winners and there's losers. I was completely wrong. For those of you that are following the YouTube videos, I was completely wrong on the GBP USD. This thing blew out of the water today. I guess Carney said he needs to take back some of the stimulus, right? So all these central bankers were talking today, and even Draghi had spoke yesterday, which kind of rocked the market, right? So let me bring up the chart now that this is kind of loaded. If you are following, just kind of being quick with this, I am completely on the wrong side, got blown out. There's the final stop out that you'll see there. However, I will say, you can go back to the other videos, of course. So I was selling into this last night for the close. I saw they spiked that up right here. Did you see that on the daily chart here? They spiked that up, and I saw that, and I'm like, you know what? They spiked that up. So I went back to the screens. We remained patient, calm, and I exited basically 80% of this position right here. Exited out of 80% of that position. And then I just put a stop loss up above here, and I said, you know what? I did the math, and I said, I'll accept this loss if I'm wrong. So I saved myself a good little, some gains here, or I saved myself or allowed myself to take a smaller loss than what I would have on if I just kept the whole trade on. However, I'm looking at it from a different angle as well and saying, I'm wrong completely on this trade, clearly, right? Just wrong completely on the trade, and I have the capabilities to flip on the other side. So I mentioned that to my trade room this morning, writing that in the journal. I even took a picture of these charts, putting it, saving it, and just learning from it because, even with my experience, I could have easily flipped on the other side. Now, again, it's all hindsight, right? I'm not the type of guy to hindsight. I will show you where I'm wrong, where I'm right. I show everything in my day trading room. I try to be as transparent. I am transparent with everything. So if you have been following this, I'm just completely wrong on this GBP USD accumulation short, which I ate, right? As you can see here. Of course, it's touching another monthly level down here. So it's just breaking kind of monthly and weekly levels, even breaking this downward sloping trend line here, just violating a lot of areas up here. But it is touching another monthly level up here. So maybe I'm correct on the monthly retests. I just took another monthly retest as we were trading below here. And as I've been saying, just completely wrong on that trade, admittedly so, right? So taking the good with the bad, euro, big party nailing longs, right? So that's good. Pound, I just explained, completely wrong. That goes to the journal and learning from it. I took pictures of the charts, etc., like I mentioned. And then the USD JPY, which I've kind of been hitting all week this week, and I'm just going for another round. It's as simple as that. And I'm either going to get stopped here or TP up here. So I'll update. And of course, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want the constant updates. And again, you can catch me in the day trading room daily, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern, www.taylortrader.com. There is a 1-week free trial for those interested where I do this daily. Trade safe. A lot of central bank news out there. Just trade safe, guys. Take care.